This is our weekly call for the Genius Insight, and it is my great pleasure to be with you. This is Dr. Ariel Policano, and we are going to be talking about some great stuff having to do with the Genius Insight. Each week I continue to discover more and more exciting features to the Genius, and of course the developer Ryan Williams actually has a whole host of new upgrades in the works. And of course you get those upgrades for free. There's no charge for them. They'll always be delivered right to your device, and so you'll know when there's an update. We're also working on lots of new videos for you to find out more and more about this exciting software. This is really where it's at as far as portable biofeedback applications are concerned. And I'm here to answer your questions. You can come here every Monday night and get your questions answered. I'll be here. The call is always free, and we're happy to support the community. I also have the developer Ryan Williams on the line, and let's see if he has some news for us or anything to share about what he has in the works. Hey Ryan, when you have a chance, if you want to unmute yourself, and there you go. Hey Ryan, how you doing?
Good, thanks. I'm officially unmuted. How are you?
I'm doing well. Is there anything you want to share about the updates that you're working on, or anything about the Genius you want to tell us tonight?
You know, there's just two or three things, if you don't mind. For those of you that are existing users, I'm sure you are familiar with the whole customized library capabilities. Currently, the way we've got it set up now is when you take all of your customized libraries over into the main system overview page to actually run an analysis, what it does, and originally the way we had it designed is we had a huge list of all of your different items in your library displayed as one. You know, part of the challenge you have with that is you can't really break it up, you know, to sort of review your libraries per sort of category that you created. So come tomorrow, we're actually going to change that. We'll have really two cool new features. The first thing is you'll have a breakdown of all of your different libraries. So at a quick glance, you can see your specific libraries with the highest probability. And then secondly, what we'll do is on the actual text, the library, you can go ahead and tap on that. And then what that'll do, that'll actually list every single item in all of your libraries in one complete test matrix. So that's, you know, one thing that's definitely coming out tomorrow. The other thing that is actually ready is...
Ryan, hang on one second. Hang on one second. You probably have to get somewhere. But just on that note, can we possibly get a select all button to be able to select all of the items in that customized category to attach it to that particular client?
You know, Ariel, normally I'd say no, but just because you asked so nicely, and today's a Monday, I can only but say yes. So I actually think that is already available. And then down the right-hand side, we're going to have a little, you know, a list of the sort of alphabet. So if you want to find your library that's in J or K or L, just go ahead and, you know, just like your normal, you know, sort of address book where you can click on and get a little shortcut to the letter L or M or whatever it may be.
That's great. And then they'll be able to also individually, once they've attached a library to that person, they'll be able to individually select each panel rather than test in a complete matrix.
Absolutely, yes.
Okay, cool. All right, yeah. So what was the next thing?
Okay, so the other thing is that on those main labels, you know where you've got like your mind and your body and your biofield, the actual text on top of each and every one of those pages. If you tap on it, I don't think you need to double tap. If you do a single tap, what we've done is that we've basically rearranged it from the, you know, from the highest reaction down to the lowest reaction. So currently, you know, the sort of default setting is when we do the begin analysis, we're going to get the, you know, we'll have a look at the results in terms of the highest number all the way down to the lowest number. But now if you tap on that text, it'll basically rearrange it so at a quick little glance you can actually see the lowest numbers, and then you can scroll down and it goes towards the highest numbers.
So that's going to be coming soon. So you can, so let's say you go to the system overview, so you can tap it and it'll switch from high to low, it'll switch from low to high.
Yeah, exactly. I think if you like maybe just go to the mind or the body or the biofield, I think that'll be a
Oh,
bit more
okay.
apt.
Okay.
So yeah, you basically just tap on that and then you'll get your complete list. We've also created a better, well not a better, but for those of you that have an existing
I'm
database
sorry,
that's on
Ryan,
your
I have
drop,
to jump in there for 1 second. Does that apply to the full matrix scan where you can switch from low to high and high to low?
yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Okay, cool.
And then we'll have a new feature for Dropbox. So those of you that that have an existing database on your Dropbox, and if you want to migrate all of your libraries and your client files over, you can certainly do it when you do a fresh installation. But we've actually included that, as a feature through the settings tab. You just want to go to the settings tab there.
Uh, do I go to
Navigation, top right.
navigation? Okay, yeah, go ahead.
Yep. And then just go down to the settings.
Okay.
So we're going to have a little button there where you can go ahead and tap on it. It'll then prompt you for your Dropbox information, and then you can go ahead and you can actually import that whenever you like. Now,
That's fantastic.
just on a side,
Ryan, that's
yeah,
great. That's really awesome.
awesome. Thank you. Sorry if I'm talking too quick. Just on a side note, what this actually means for you as well is that you can continue using another app that you can always update to your Dropbox, and then as and when you like, you can always sync your Dropbox account to your Genius app as well. So what that means for you is you can actually continue using both your existing app and then the Genius app, and then at any one time you can always sync those two databases together.
That is awesome. That is fantastic, Ryan. Absolutely brilliant. I love it.
Awesome. Listen, I'm going to go through a really bad patch here. I'm going to log out and I'll log back in the next 10, 15 minutes.
Yeah. Okay, Ryan, thank you. Okay, so as you can see, Ryan is doing fantastic at doing the upgrades he's going to be doing more and more upgrades. And so you're going to see the Genius, much like the growth of the Infinity for those of you who were with us from the beginning, is going to be tremendous. And what Ryan is really doing is he's responding to the community. He's taking the community, the needs for this program, and then sort of using his his expertise and his innovation to be able to, how can we make that a reality? So I really tip my hat to Ryan. I know already the Genius stands out as one of the best, if not in the portable biofeedback industry, perhaps in the entire bioresonance industry. And we're just going to continue to see more and more innovation. So if you are sitting there and you think, what would really be great in the Genius is if we had, and whatever it is, send it to me or send it to Ryan, and we really are looking at this. We're very much dialed in to make this a stellar program, and I believe it already is that stellar program, and it'll just get better and better. So I'm here to take your questions and comments, and we'll come back around to Ryan a little bit further through the call. I want to take a moment. I want to thank you for being here today. Thank you for looking at the Genius. Thank you for having faith in Ryan. Thank you for having faith in me. Thank you for being part of this community. Thank you for being willing to explore and try new things. I really, really appreciate it, and I personally thank you. And to that end, I want to personally welcome people who are joining us from all over the United States today and from all over the world. I want to really welcome Alexis, welcome, and Brian, welcome, and hey, congratulations for pursuing acupuncture school, Brian. We're really excited for you. And Janie, warm welcome to you. Jennifer, welcome. Jordana, so good to have you here. Kim is here, welcome, welcome, and our dear Rita is here, an expert in bioresonance over many, many years, warm welcome to you, a true pioneer in the field. Our dear Tina is here. Tina, I'm so glad you got the link and were able to join us. Vinayak, welcome. It's really good to have you. And Pam, always a pleasure. Norma, welcome. So many people. Melva, I just want to welcome everybody, but I'm really glad to have you guys here. So now it's time for some of your questions. I want to just show you some basics and I want to make you aware of some things that are available. The first thing is you'll want to subscribe to a couple of YouTube channels. The first one is my personal YouTube channel, which I'm putting up all of the latest videos that I have personally created for the Genius on my YouTube channel. So if you just go to YouTube and you search for my name, you'll find my channel. And I'm going to see if I can bring it up here. And you can see that I have already created some videos there. And they came out in the email newsletter. I'm going to make sure that everybody who signed up for this call gets my newsletter so you know what changes are going on. The other one you probably want to sign up for is Ryan's YouTube, which is going to be under Quantum Health Apps. So either one of those will serve as a way to get the latest videos. We'll also be sending you the latest videos and listing them on the websites. So let me just do a couple of things here. Let's go to the main screen for a second. This is the video that I just did. It's called, let me just turn the sound down. It's called Bringing Your Database to Your Genius. So it really goes through what you need to know here, you guys, is let's just exit out of the whole program for a second. And let's go into the Genius. Normally when you go into the Genius, until Ryan makes his upgrade, and that's coming very, very soon, so you can do this at any time, you're going to get a singular prompt, and in fact mine isn't showing it right now, but you can see it right here. Let me just go to the full screen for a second. It's this prompt right here. Do you want to restore? It says existing database backup, and it asks you if you want to restore. So that's all about porting stuff over from your Infinity over to your Genius. And this video, which I'm going to send everyone the link to, will allow you to do that. So definitely, if you can't get the link right now, then you can send me a message. Let me give you a few other pieces of information. First of all, there's the link for that video. You can go to my YouTube channel. That's pretty easy. You can also email me directly, ariel@awakentotalhealth.com. And a lot of you know Ryan's email, so let me give it to you here. It's rw@quantum. So, grab a pen so you can write some of these things down, quantumhealthapps.com. I hope to have a weekly email coming out about things going on with the Genius so we can catch you up. There's that email. So this is going to help you to basically bring everything from your Infinity to your Genius. It is a little bit tricky because of the Dropbox setup with the Infinity, and you're going to be really, really excited to be able to get away from all of that Dropbox nonsense, and you're going to find that importing and exporting with the Genius is an absolute breeze. It's as simple as sending a file by email. All you need is that person's email, who is basically part of our whole network, and you'll be able to send them, or I will be able to send you, any category with the utmost of simplicity. No more serial numbers and all of that stuff. It's tremendously much, much easier now. Okay, so that's one thing. So you'll want to bring that in. Once you bring that in, you'll see your whole database sort of line up here. Again, the navigation button that you're looking for, I want to tell you a little bit about that. So make sure that you watch that video. All right, make sure you watch the video as well as other videos that I have uploaded. Okay. And I'm gonna get to all of your questions, but I want to get to a few key points here that a lot of people are asking about. So to go into your program, you will put your name, your first name, last name, your date of birth, or you'll bring up someone. I'm just going to bring up the AAA client just as an example. And remember here, as long as you're connected to the internet, a couple of things about being connected to the internet: you do not need to be connected to the internet all the time. You only need to be connected to a live web connection if you want to save the results of your session, if you want to do an update, but you're not required to be connected to the internet to run a session. So then the next thing is, if you want to look at past results, you're going to be able to look at every past session that you've ever done and the results of those sessions, which is really, really exciting and something that people have been asking for a really long time. So that's absolutely fantastic. We couldn't do that before. Really, really cool. Then a couple of other things that I want to point out here is, so you have your client in here, you'll hit Start New Analysis, and I'm just going to skip. I'm going to use this button here. If you ever need to do it, you can just skip the voice and the picture. So I'm just going to hit skip for now, because I think those things are pretty apparent. Confirm your personalized energetic signature. This is where you put in one affirmation or a word. I'm going to skip that. And let me just do a begin analysis for a moment here just to get things started. But a couple of key points I want to point out, because I didn't get to do it before, is that this in the upper right is the navigation button. So when we say to you navigation button, that is what is on the upper right here. Okay? The matrix overview is accessed by tapping right here. So if you're in your Genius right now, you might want to do that. It's really, really fun. Tap on System Overview. There we go. And then that's when you go into and you can scan the whole matrix. And that's what Ryan is talking about. He's going to have a button that you can basically switch now from, you're going from high to low. He's going to have a button and you can, boop, switch really fast from low to high. So fantastic. Really, really looking forward to that. Again, going to that navigation button, I just want to point out a few other things. Ryan talked about the libraries. The libraries is your customized categories. So when I go here, you can see that I've actually brought in all of the ones that I've created that were on my Infinity. Okay? And the nice thing is that when you're going to export something, I don't know if I can export anything. Oh yeah, there we go. So you can select it right here, say ADD and ADHD. And then I hit export. And all I have to do here, whoops, is just put somebody's email in. And then they're going to receive that via their email, and then they'll bring up their program, and I believe there'll be a specific code. We'll do that via another video at another time. But it's pretty easy. You're just going to need their email, or I'm going to need your email when I send you categories. So it makes it tremendously easier, which is, you know, just a huge welcome change. Okay, fantastic. So that's done. Then I just wanted to call out a few other things on your navigation bar that you may not be familiar with. One here is called the extra modules. So extra modules is 1, 2, 3. It's the third one down. And this is what a lot of you have been asking me, where is the multi-element phase? That's right here. But you have to put items in both trays first. So we'll do that in just a moment. We've also got synergistics. Okay, synergistics is, you can see here it says synergistics explained. The more complete the circle, the more beneficial this item may be to the client. And many of you right now who have used the Infinity are surmising that yes, indeed, this is the biocompatibility function. And I love the way that this is set up. I find it much easier on the eyes. I find it much easier to interpret. So I'm going to hit cancel here, and we can just put something as simple as vitamin C. You could put in dose, you could put in the kind of vitamin C, you could put in colloidal silver, you could do anything. Then again, very simple to find. We're just going to tap on begin analysis. It begins to show us how complete the circles are in order to show us, you know, if this is a good remedy or not. And we can then see that actually the circles are not very, very complete here. Of course, we don't have a real client. This is just the AAA client. So this isn't really showing that it's a really fantastic remedy. So we would probably want to test something else. But I have tested several things where the circles are almost complete. So the more color you see in the circle, the more that it actually, you know, is compatible. There is biocompatibility there. So that's the synergistics, how synergistic it is with your system. You notice that we're using different language here. Response assessment, this is the recheck function. So this is going to be when you put in the recheck function, how well does it work for you? So if you wanted to take vitamin C, how much is it going to change the scoring? How much is going to change the things that have come up for you? So you can actually bring in the specifics. Here we just have the general check because we haven't done anything else yet. And when we do begin analysis, it's going to say, if I take vitamin C, will it help these numbers go up or will it help the numbers go down? And I do think there's a little tweaking that we have to do here that I know Ryan is definitely considering, because high or low is a little bit tricky because sometimes things can be low or high and not necessarily be showing improvement and moving in a different direction. So we have to, these numbers may not be completely helpful. We have to look at the original numbers, which are here, which is very, very helpful, and then the number over here. So nothing was really too much out of balance, but let's just say it says library 677. Let's just say this was immune system. We know that we've gone from 677, which is out of balance, to more in balance. So this is like your recheck function. So once again, we've got our multi-element phase, which that name may change, we'll keep you posted, the synergistics, which is like biocompatibility, and the response assessment, which is your recheck. And those are all available under extra modules. Let me show it to you again. Extra modules right there on the navigation bar. So the navigation bar is that, is that main bar on the upper right with those lines there. And that's the main one we'll keep referring you to. So sort of use it often in order to find your way around here. The other thing I really want to tell you, for a lot of you who are brand new users of the Genius, and many congratulations on being here, being a part of the community, getting your Genius, activating it. Congratulations, and great to have you here. The very first time you use your Genius, I want you to use your navigation right there. Okay, I want you to go to frequency, shape, and form. Tap on frequency, shape, and form. And then I want you to go to download layering, enhanced layering technology. You hit download enhanced layering technology, and look at what, if you see it, it's actually was going really slow for me the other day. And it's interesting, you can see all of these MP3s downloading in slow motion, which is like mood enhancement, brain balancing, higher consciousness, all these great MP3s, which are binaural beat technology. And turn this all the way up. And this is going to bring you that awesome binaural beat technology that will help you to entrain the frequencies much more efficiently. That means you can balance faster. And the binaural beat technology is sweet. It's fantastic. It's really helping your brain to communicate with your body better. It's helping you to be in a calmer state. It's helping you to learn faster. It's really fantastic on so many levels. So you want to make sure you download those files. If you've had to delete your program for any reason, you're probably going to want to come back. You are going to want to come back when you first come in here and make sure that you download that enhanced layering technology again. Now I want to make a couple of suggestions while you're in this particular console. I'm going to be explaining in future sessions why this would be super, super awesome and fantastic, but for now, I want to recommend that your waveform goes under alternating. Putting your waveform under alternating will allow you to experience those alternating energies that I've spoken to you about, where you're going to be moving in cycles from sine wave to square wave to sawtooth wave, and then back and forth. And so your energy field is able to be more dynamic, more flexible, and more have a more adaptive capability. It doesn't get used to the frequencies that you're generating. It keeps your energy field guessing. It keeps it sharp. And we believe it's going to lead to much, much more efficient balancing. I also really like to use the harmonic wave selection. I find this to be a more dynamic and more holistic way of balancing, but you should try both the soliton or stacked wave versus the harmonic. I'm not going to go into it right now, but I will be discussing this in future trainings and creating videos to let you know the exact difference between soliton stacked versus harmonic. The last thing I would suggest that you do is that you go to the energy encoded process here instead of the stacked soliton wave. Again, the energy encoded process is a much more dynamic way to receive your frequencies, and it also is a lot more of a pleasant sound. So if those tones sometimes bothered you, choose the energy encoded process along with that binaural beat technology. And I believe you're going to find the frequencies to be very effective and very appealing to listen to for both yourself and your client. So again, to me, this is, more fun than healers were previously allowed to have. There are just so many cool little gadgets and little functions on the Genius, and let me tell you, more are coming. On that note, if you guys like the Genius and you're super excited about it, there is a nice commission for recommending for referrals. There's a referral program. It starts at $200 and it goes up from there. We're going to be having a sales associate call if you want to do more intentional referrals, but for all of your referrals, we really do appreciate it. So please let me know, or let Ryan know, if you have people who are interested, who you'd like us to do a demonstration for the Genius. We certainly do appreciate your referrals, and we really do need them to help the Genius to grow. So we thank you in advance for them. Just a couple more things, and I promise I'll get to your questions. If you go to the navigation bar, I just wanted to also point out the Neuro Remedy. So if you're wondering what the Neuro Remedy is, it is actually a way for you to create a frequency from sound. This is truly, truly exciting. So it's like creating a customized frequency where you would write in a remedy or you would imprint a remedy, but it will literally come from sound. So if you want to speak something, a chant, a mantra, or an affirmation, this can be really powerful. We're going to do lots of exploration of this because this may prove to be one of the most powerful parts of the entire Genius program. Let me just give you an example. Suppose you play around with this in your mind and you say to yourself, well, what if I tell all of my cells to heal? Well, go ahead and, create that. I think, we may have done this, and I think I did a little video on this. So cell healing, and then you're going to record it. So you're going to simply say, like, all of my cells are healing. Every aspect of my DNA within my cells are healing. All of the codons, all of the chromosomes, all of the transfer RNA, all of the messenger RNA, every single part of my cellular structure, from the nucleus to the mitochondria, is now healing on every level of body, mind, and spirit. It's now healing on every emotional level. And you can just save that whenever you want. So imagine now that you're able to create that, convert it to a frequency. The next step here is going to be begin analysis, and you sort of test that frequency against your own energy field. For this one, it came up really, really high at 749. But even if it doesn't come up high, it's fine to play an affirmation based on any scoring, low, high, or even in the 300 or 400s. You then set the timer for whatever you want, a minute, and I say, imagine encoding this into your energy field for 30 minutes. Like that's just so powerful. I don't know if we can get sound here. And sometimes it's a little iffy with the webinar, so the sound is coming through the reflector. Sometimes it doesn't play. There it goes. Wow. It sounds like a little flute. It's totally fascinating. So let's just have that stop for a moment. So really, guys, again, big kudos to Ryan. Send all of your celebratory and congratulatory emails to him. This was a brilliant addition to a biofeedback app, and I think you're going to have a lot of fun with this. You could play all different tones. You could play solfeggio tones, you could do a didgeridoo, you could do all kinds of intentions like I just did, and imagine even playing it before you're going to sleep at night or playing it when you're doing meditation. So I get chills. I mean, this is really cool stuff. All right, so I think that's all of that I want to share with you at the moment. Believe me, many more videos and many more trainings to come. So, good times ahead. Let's now go to some of your questions, and we'll see what's on your mind. So Dolores says, could you use those words that you spoke for yourself and play it for someone else's session? Absolutely. I mean, this is going to be limited only by your own creativity. So imagine that you do that. So imagine you do cellular healing and you do one for Dolores. You then record one for immune system healing. It could be like, now your immune system is healing on every level. All of your blood cells, all of your red blood cells, all of your white blood cells are now helping you to annihilate any pathogen that is not serving your highest good, whatever it is. So then you create those, Dolores, and then you absolutely could play that for your client, for any client. Now imagine taking those frequencies and playing them into water, and then impressing the remedy, that neuro remedy, into water. There are just so many different things that you can do with this. So that would be a really fun way to take this. And remember, you can imprint jewelry. At the end of the class on the assemblage point, we talked about imprinting things into moonstone. So get little pieces of moonstone. They're not very expensive. You put them on the imprinter plate. If you don't have an imprinter, use your geos, and you play that remedy into the moonstone, and then guess what your client leaves with? Their personalized, energy imprinted, personal affirmation imprinted moonstone. They will love you. They will tell every friend they know about you, because that is an amazing personalized thing that they're receiving upon leaving your office. All right, let me get to Sandy's. So there's another part of your question, Dolores. It doesn't have to be in the words of the client you're working on, right? Exactly. Regarding the neuro remedy, says Sandy, how do you do that again? What did you hit before you spoke? So just really quick, and definitely going to do a video on this for sure, is it's the plus sign that you're looking for, and it's right up here. Then you create a new neuro remedy. Maybe it's going to be didgeridoo, or sacred drumming, or maybe it'll just be one that's spoken, like immune healing. Maybe it'll be chanting Om. So you can do that. And then again, you're going to record when you're ready to record. Okay, Georgina, welcome. Love the neuro remedy, she says. And Mary Lee says, I lost the sound briefly. Sorry about that, Mary Lee. Dr. Ariel, how did you get your system overview main page to have the libraries? Okay, that is a really good question. So the libraries will need to be attached to every client. But here's the thing that I noticed is that you can't be in a session and then attach the libraries. You have to go back out. So before your client comes in, let's go to one of my many companion animals here. Let's see who's in here. One of my dogs, right? Max. Okay, so I think I already have some libraries associated for him. Let's just see here. Yeah, his libraries are already associated. So now I have another dog, and I think we don't have. Let's go into. It's not cooperating. Okay. Yes, we want to go back out. So another. All right, there we go. So here we go. Start new analysis, right? So when I go in and those libraries for this client are not there, what I need to do is I need to go to the libraries by the navigation. So I go to the upper right here. I go into libraries, and I'm going to need to select the ones that I want for that particular client. But you're going to need to do it before they come in, because for some reason I don't think that they come up the first time that you select it. So we're going to go to Add to Client, and now you're going to need to select it, and this is why I was sort of bugging Ryan for, we want to be able to select all of these, because not only is it a bit tedious, but this sort of tapping on it takes a couple of taps sometimes to get these. So there are the ones for cancer, right? So now I'm going to hit OK. And it's going to tell me that the libraries are associated now, but when I go back here, oh, there they are. So yeah, I misspoke. So yeah, they attached right away. So that's really fantastic. They're there now, and now we can test them. Whoops, and there they are. Sorry about the sound, you guys. So, okay, so hopefully that answers your question, Joanne. Thank you so much. So you do need to select them for each client. And if that's something that you'd rather have it automatically attach for each client, then send Ryan that feedback. Yeah, so send Ryan your feedback and let him know that, hey, that's really cumbersome to have to do it for every single client. And he wants your feedback, because we're the ones who are using it every day, and if he can change it, he certainly he pursues that. Okay, so Kim, welcome. So good to have you here. You can bring in your libraries in the system overview. How do you do that? Okay, so we just did that one. That was like a synchronistic question. People were thinking about that. Awesome. Pam says awesome for easy panel transfer. Thank you. Okay, we're really getting through these questions now. What would be the number range for entangled insights? And Dolores is here. Both Dolores and Norma sort of question. This is on the minds of a lot of people. So this is in our small community. It's on the minds of a lot of people. So let's go now to System Overview. When I tap on System Overview above here, it actually takes me to my General Overview, which is where I can do the full matrix scan. And this is where it goes and does everything in the matrix, which is an extraordinary thing to be able to do. And so then from here, we can actually test things in what used to be called the cross-analysis, right? And the genus is called entangled insights. And what we're going to do is we're interested in maybe the bladder. And this is my dog, by the way. If you see boredom at the top, that's for one of my dogs. So he's a little bit bored, I guess. So now what we want to do is, okay, for that, by the way, it's a left to right swipe. If you're tapping on it like you did in the Quantum Infinity, it's a left to right quick swipe to bring up the frequency. Now in Entangled Insights, let's just go ahead and let's check against the meridian for, I don't know, a bacteria. And let's go bacteria all, and let's go to check. So as a lot of you know, like I really love the all to be able to check against the whole database. And Ryan certainly recommends sometimes honing your pursuit of comparing two frequencies to each other to maybe a particular group. So totally up to you. You could do either all, or here I actually looked at a singular group. I only looked at bacteria as perhaps something that was affecting the urinary bladder meridian. So as I look here, I see 62%. I sort of was discussing today, certainly 75% is a very, very strong connection. 62% is very good. I'm sort of looking from a training perspective for a cutoff, and I was going to say, 75, but I still think, maybe over 50 is really maybe a better cutoff. I mean, there's a good 62% likelihood that there is a connection between the urinary bladder meridian being out of balance and perhaps some infective agent. So, and there's no harm to balancing these. So you would take the top 3 and approximately the bottom 1, but it could be a couple of them on the bottom as well. So again, like you could, no extra charge here for balancing these, and there's nothing bad that's going to happen if you don't need them. In fact, that's something that's really nice about the progressive insights, because you can further drill down this information and ask one more time, out of all of these things that we selected, which one of these was the most important? I mean, and to that degree, you could actually do a whole bunch of these and then do a progressive insights on it, which I'll show you in a moment, and say, well, go ahead, genius, drill down the information and tell me if we got this right or if there's something else that's actually more important. A minor point about biofeedback to keep in mind is that every time you test something, you change your energy field. In fact, the testing is part of the clearing process. Not only is it bringing it to your conscious awareness. Okay, guys, hang on one second. Sorry, you guys, we had sort of an emergency, dog emergency, but everything's fine now, so my apologies for that. Okay, thanks you guys for bearing with me. Okay, so the existing database backup has never shown for me. How do I get it? And that's a good thing to come to me and ask. We would still like to have your Infinity videos and information, please. Okay, you know what? You guys are going to have a free member site for all of my Infinity users, so you guys can get access to that. Dana, send me a message. Anybody listening, if you want my Infinity videos, send me a message, and I'm setting up a free member site for you to get exclusive access to all my Infinity videos. Okay, thank you for letting us into your world. Thank you, Kimberly, for being here. I really appreciate it. What do the colors mean on the numbers bar? The colors, oh, good question, Eliza. I love the question. Okay, the colors on, I can clarify for us, is going to be up to, let's see what the bottom line here is, where the red ends. Believe it's around 650. So it looks like it goes a little bit lower, maybe it's 600. Maybe it's 600. So that's going to be red. Then green is really, let's just see what the next one. Yellow is supposed to be in the middle. And then we have blue, then we have green, and then we have blue at the bottom. So blue is going to be more associated with deficiency. And red is basically at the top, which is an imbalance, and then right at the bottom is blue, which is a deficiency. Okay, so what does it mean when the low number is 0? When a low number is 0, that's the lowest you can go. That's the most deficient. It means that that actually there's no energy moving through there. So the low number is always very, very significant. So when you see a low number, that's a great number for you to balance. And we can pull all those that are 0. So it's a really, really good finding, Patricia, when you find something that's a 0. And again, if you're not sure, like we put in all of that bacteria and we put in those 2 zeros, and let's just go ahead and go to the progressive insights, and we can ask the progressive insights. Now you can see some of that bacteria still came up very, very high. So that's very, very significant. And again, remember when we hit progressive insights, we're going to now be able to balance everything in a weighted fashion. So we're going to be really cycling through these bacteria at the top and giving a much more weighted preference to what they're doing than anything that came up low at the bottom. So these bacteria are not really showing to be very significant. In fact, if we wanted to, we could just simply uncheck the lowest ones and spend all of our balancing on the higher numbers. And I'm not sure if we're going to get some sound here. Oh, we have to hit play. So you can hear some of that. Some of that's the binaural beat technology, some of it's the encoded sound. And I'm not going to spend too much time on that. Where are the instructions to the app? For example, what do the numbers mean? Where is normal, out of range, both high and low? So Eliza, we're working on all of that. But Eliza, if you're not a current Infinity user, if you didn't use the Infinity before then, I want you to email me and I want to work on an orientation with you. And because a lot of these things are carrying over from the Infinity, so I can certainly help you with that. Zale says, well done, Ryan, well done. And Zale says, on the email report, can we have the percentage included? We're going to have to ask Ryan. So if you want that, please email Ryan and ask him for it. What if we want the Genius and the Infinity with all of our panels? Can we do this? Yes, you can. And in fact, that's just what Ryan was just talking about. He was just talking about being able to go back and forth, like syncing them. So you'll be able to do restoring your database several times. So as you add things to your Infinity, you'll be able to then bring them, bring that database to your Genius. So you'll have them sort of synced up. So again, another, kudos to Ryan on that. I still cannot figure out how to use the MEP. So the thing about using the MEP is that you have to have something in the Quick Zap and you have to have something down in the made hold tray. So go to navigation, go to extra modules, go to MEP, and then it does ask for you to put an emotion to focus on. So let's just put love. And so Ryan has sort of added this extra feature here. And just put that emotion. That sort of helps to entrain what's going on in the multi-element phase. And then we hit the begin analysis. Okay, so let's see. Ryan, maybe let me know if you want to say more about this, and I can unmute you, or if you want me to do another unmute and get you to catch up maybe on any pieces that I may have missed in general during the training today. Please either text me or just shoot me a message here if you want me to unmute you and get some more input from you. Elise says, hi, I'm still at work, so I'm hoping it's okay just to listen. Absolutely. Elise, you're welcome anytime to listen. You don't have to participate. We love the participation of people who have participated. And we really appreciate all of you, anything that you have to offer, but also you can listen to the recording. So Ryan's not able to rejoin us due to his phone signal, but certainly we'll continue to get his input. So yeah, and Elise, as long as you're signed up, you'll get the recordings. And I'm also going to be putting the recordings right after this on my YouTube channel, which is the very fastest way to get the recordings. So I try to get the emails out pretty quickly, but go ahead and also, subscribe to my YouTube channel at Ariel Policano, and also to the Quantum Health Apps YouTube channel. So Zale says, I'm getting 90% plus or minus with 9 minutes of play. That's really good. That's really good, Zale. I'm not sure if there's a question there. And Norma says, what is the difference between the stacked solitons and the energy encoded? I'm going to be going over that for sure in future classes, so I'm not going to go to that tonight. Please go over creating the customized panels. Okay, I hope I can do that. Zale says, how do I verify that I've activated my device correctly? I have an activation code for the Genius and 3D. I'm using a Samsung Galaxy. It's working okay, but I've not been able to change the password. Okay, Zale, email me and I'm going to help you with this. You do need a different, I'm surprised you're able to download. You do need a different download for the Android version, but you probably did the trial first. Just email me and I can help you with all of this. What makes it possible to do long distance sessions? This is something that Ryan worked on through the Infinity and through the Genius as well, Norma. This is very specific to biofeedback, building the coding. And this is sort of the proprietary information, the secret sauce, as you always hear about. But it has a lot to do with connecting the algorithms with the Schumann resonance and with the universal field. And although we may not understand exactly how all of that works and how the coding that goes into all of this, we do know that it does work, and we know that because of the people that we've tested long distance over and over again. We're really blown away at the accuracy for what is going on with them. Do you have to be connected to the internet to do a session? No, you don't. I answered that right at the top of the hour, but Norma, you had written in your questions before, which I love it. You come prepared. I totally love it. Do the red numbers represent acute? Do the blue numbers represent chronic? Pretty much along the lines of the other question that we got. Let's go back to our matrix overview here, which is in the general overview. And again, you can see, let's look more clearly now. We can see all of the red right here. And we've got red, 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 red. Going all the way down, let's just see the numbers. So we've got 630, we've still got red. And I'm going to have to get these exactly down pat. So we're just going to, I don't want to bore you, I'm not going to take too much of a look. So 600, it looks like, is the border line here. 601, we go from red to yellow. We've always thought about 650 as being the cutoff point, but I've often looked at things about 600. So this is a judgment call, right, on your part. You have to look at the relativity. How significant does it seem? Based on what you know about the person, does Shizandra seem like it resonates? If it does, then that's an important one to include, even though it's 600 versus 601. So remember, there's nothing that can go wrong in biofeedback. So this isn't like administering a drug, you know. Thank goodness. The energy field is going to take what it likes and leave the rest. So things that are generally in balance are in this yellow color here. This is we're going through the 500s. Going down, now as soon as we hit where is that change here? As soon as we hit 450, this is good for me to know actually, so 450 and below, we go into the green zone. And this is sort of seems to me like a real sweet spot. You know, this is like where things are generally pretty good. And then we keep going down into the 300s, the 200s, and it's right when we get to, let's see, is it 150? Let's see here when we get to the switch to blue. And so when we go from 150 to 148, so that's when we go to blue. And yes, blue represents, again, that low end of the spectrum. How did we define those ends of the spectrum? They're both out of balance. They both need attention. Generally, and these are very general, the higher numbers are associated with the initial reactivity for someone. So that suggests it's more acute, or it's not been as long-standing as, you know, something previously. So you know, so something that's gone all the way down into the blue zone, I guess we could call it, is something that is usually more chronic, something that is more long-standing, something that's deeper. It also represents some place where the energy is not flowing through as well. So, you know, these are things certainly to consider. And I always, you know, I've always taught with the infinity that these low numbers have a lot to tell us. So if you didn't have any time at all and you couldn't do anything, I would go right to the low numbers first, because this is where people have had their breakdown. This is where the energy is no longer flowing. And so I often find that there are a lot of really good gems. There are some really good pearls in these lower numbers. So this is part of the practice and the art of biofeedback. This is not something that we can teach in an instruction manual, and that's why I encourage you to, you know, keep coming back. You know, a lot of us have, you know, 4 years under our belt of using bioresonance equipment, and so we've gotten quite familiar with sort of some of the little ins and outs here. Which is, you know, looking for the low numbers and being able to say, you know, gosh, a lot of these low numbers, especially zeros, tell us something sort of about the linchpin, what everything is sort of resting on, which in this, you know, example could be the gallbladder. Until you get that gallbladder energy moving, really, a person isn't digesting their fats properly, and they're really not, you know, helping detoxifying very efficiently, and there might be some toxins that are caught in the gallbladder, et cetera, and so forth. So there's a lot of meaning then to that very breakdown. There's no energy flowing through the gallbladder. And on the panels, what is the number range? Yes, it goes from 0 to 777. We were able to discover today that the blue zone is up to 150, and then we head into a green and yellow zone, which is indicative of balance, and then we go into the sort of aggravation or acute zone right above 600. So starting with 601. So this was great to sort of be able to literally enumerate all of those specific boundaries. Okay, let's top down to more of your questions here. And Pam says, hi, Zale. It's good to have you here, our long-lost Zale. So what do you, when you make your own panel, what do you do? Okay, so I think we're getting that question. You're sneaking in that question again, Norma. That's okay. So we go to our custom libraries, and what I'd like to do, since we only have 3 minutes, is I'm going to make some videos on this, and but basically it's pretty much, it's sort of press and play. It's not that hard. You just, in these apps, you kind of look for the little plus sign right here. So you hit the plus sign, and that's going to give you the ability to create a new category, right? Then from there, you move into subcategories, and you can obviously can take a picture here if you want to. You put the category name, the category description, and then you go into the items within the subcategory. We'll definitely go through that, but that's the basic gist. Go into your libraries, hit the plus sign, and away you go. Everything, create the category and create the individual whole linguistic remedies or imprinted remedies. But definitely more videos to come, and we'll discuss further. My libraries panel is blank. Does this come once? Have paid for the app as I am on a trial right now. Thanks, Ariel. Jennifer, thank you. You certainly can email me. I'm not sure I understand that full thing on there, but it sounds like you need to bring your database from your Infinity to your libraries. And in order to do that, check out my special video. I gave the link at the top of the hour. And if you go to my YouTube channel and you just go to bring your database to your Genius, you're off to the races. That's this video right here. It's the last and most recently uploaded video. And also I put the link in the chat box there. I do not have the Infinity. I'm a new user. Jennifer, definitely get in touch with me, and so good to have you on here. So if your libraries panel is blank, that's the reason. You don't have anything in your libraries. So let's get to something in your libraries. I can definitely talk to you about what things might want to go into your libraries, and I can help you with that. So, just shoot me an email, ariel@awakentotalhealth.com, and let's, you and I connect. And big congratulations to you on getting your Genius. Really nice to have you as part of our community. So again, we're here every Monday at the same time, 4 o'clock Pacific, 7 o'clock Eastern, hopefully not too late on the East Coast, not too early on the West Coast. Sandy says, this is so cool. Kudos to Ryan and you for the awesome training and awesome app. Thank you, Sandy. Much, much love to you. Appreciation. Norma says, thank you. Dana says, we will have the database in both programs at the same time, right? So we won't have to keep moving them back and forth. Dana, not quite right. We're not going to be able to sync them exactly to each other simultaneously. What you will do is you will create changes in your Infinity at this point, and you can update them in your Genius. That's what we're saying, just to be more specific, okay? Okay, let's see if there's any final things here. Okay, you guys, again, subscribe to the YouTube channels, email me, let me know you need help. We're working on plenty of videos, and really the best way to learn this is just play around with it and enjoy it. It's such a joy to work with. It's so much fun to make these discoveries. We'll be back next week, and tomorrow night at 4 o'clock Pacific, you can join us. But remember, our call on Tuesdays is really to introduce the app to friends. So if you have someone and you've told them about it, perhaps you've shared the trial link, please have them come to the Tuesday night call. If you don't have that link, please email me, ariel@awakentotalhealth.com. That's tomorrow, and I will be demonstrating it for new users, people who are thinking about getting the program. Remember, there's a minimum $200 commission for that referral. You guys, thank you again. Much, much, much love. Thank you, Georgina, and thank you, everyone. Have a good night. See you next week. Take care and be well. Bye-bye for now.